We are live in Studio B. This is your day-to-day BYU sports play-by-play. I'm Spencer Linton, teamed up with Jarom Jordan. It's game day eve for BYU men's basketball as the 14th ranked Cougars get set for their only true road contest in non-conference play at Utah. Joining us to preview the matchup is none other than a half of the most efficient duo in men's college basketball, Dallin Hall. Of course, Trevin Nell is the other half of that. Dallin, welcome to BYU Sports Nation on game day eve.
What's up? What's up?
This is the travel gear. They're headed up to Salt Lake today. You're looking fresh, man.
Went with the comfy travel gear, so we're excited.
Never go wrong with the tech fleece from Nike for sure.
Never. The COVID era brought all of us more sweats, you know what I mean?
No, that's facts.
What's the schedule for your team as you head up to Salt Lake City, and what do you do today and tomorrow to get ready for just a massive opportunity against the Utes?
Yeah, I love that word opportunity because that's what it is. The schedule is we'll take off after practice today. Head down there, and then we'll have a shoot around tomorrow, get a feel for the gym, stay light and focused like we try and do, and then when it's time to flip the switch, we'll come together, flip the switch, and be ready.
Now, you have some good memories at the Huntsman Center, do you not? Or yeah. Walk us through that. You have good vibes there. Why do you have good vibes there?
I caught a ring there senior year in high school with all my guys back home. And had a couple dunks, which hasn't been seen here at BYU yet.
So you're waiting
one of those out
to reveal those, yeah.
Yeah, but no, yeah, a lot of great memories in that gym. Obviously, it's going to be a great environment. Our fans travel well. They have some fans, and so it's going to be an exciting game.
Okay, it's the one true road game. We've been talking about kind of that role in non-conference certainly is interesting. There's no football game with BYU and Utah since 21, so this feels a little bigger because of that. Obviously, you're playing great. They're a top 50 team. This is a quad one game on the road. What kind of opportunity is it to go and finally play in front of somebody else's fans?
Right. It's the biggest game we've played this year, and that's how we try and approach every game that's next on the schedule. We feel ready. We feel prepared. Our coaches do an excellent job, and we see it just as that, an opportunity. Like every game we try and approach as kind of the hunters, like we don't have anything to lose. We're going in to focus on what makes us special and not worry about anything that anybody else is doing, and we try and handle our business.
What's the 30-second scouting report on Utah basketball?
They're one of the tallest teams in the country, so they got a lot of length. They play physical. They got some shooters, and they play together. And so they are kind of similar to us in those aspects. So we're going to try and make sure that we're excellent in transition defense, winning the combat zone, which is kind of what we term inside the three, and then being the more physical, tougher team for 40 minutes.
Guard your yard, right?
Guard your yard, baby.
The combat zone, I like that. Our combat zone is the desk over there. Last year, you had 8.6 boards, 5 assists. You had a huge 3 in the final minutes. What did that do for your confidence going into now game 2 against Utah, this time on the road?
It helps just to have some experience against a team. For me, like, my confidence isn't super based on outcomes or thing. It's like the work that I've put in and the training and the belief that my teammates have in me. And so I try and approach each game the same, but obviously it helps to have played them and know a little bit what they're about.
You got a little excited here.
First time in that rivalry game. Definitely an exciting thing.
The Royal versus Crimson clash of jerseys looks so good.
Yeah.
Like, it's how it is. You guys are wearing Royal tomorrow, I assume, like you always do. It's going to be fun, man. But just when I see those two, it's just like,
just a classic.
I just go like this, like you, yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Dallin, you're a very composed dude, and for sure the Utah student section and their fans are going to be bringing it because they should. BYU's a top 15 team. Like, you come in with a lot of swagger and confidence. How do you approach a hostile environment when you know that's going to happen? How do you handle that mentally?
For me personally, like, it's just about focusing on what makes us as a team special. There's a lot of emotions with these kind of games, these in-state rivalries, and it's easy to kind of just like not direct those emotions, if that makes sense. And so for me and as a team, we're really just trying to put that energy into what's made us special so far this year and kind of directing it and channeling it. And so that's the goal headed into this game.
Bill Walton's on the call on the Pac-12 Network. Have you met Bill before?
I've never met Bill before.
You're going to meet Bill. I assume he's going to go to shoot around and everything. What question would you ask Bill if you could tomorrow?
Maybe, I don't know.
What's your favorite Grateful Dead song?
Topic he'll get done.
That is the question. Just how off topic are you going to take this?
Give him like a random fact about you, and it may not even be true, and just see what happens.
As it is.
You should do your Korg impersonation in front of him. Although I doubt he's seen the movie, but
That's true. I have to pull it out.
Dallin Hall is with us on BYU Sports Nation as we preview BYU and Utah. You'll go into the game ranked #1 in the primary sorting tool for the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee.
which is height. No, just kidding. That's Utah, like I said, #1.
I know it's very early, but what does something like that mean? How, at this point of the season, how would you quantify how validating something like that is?
I think it's validating to, like, in the aspect of we see where our hard work has led and it's paid off, and then it's something we have in our pocket. It's definitely not something that we're trying to like hold on to with desperation. Our goal is just to do what makes us special, and if that leads to us being #1, that's awesome. Obviously, it doesn't mean a ton at this point in the season, and so we're just going to keep approaching each game as, you know, with that same mindset that we have, no matter what the ranking is.
Have you played on a team this connected and this confident of each other? Because it feels like no matter who's getting a shot up, you're confident that that shot is going in and that it is the right shot?
Right. No, this is special. I've played on a lot of great teams. My high school team was awesome. But just like the caliber of players that I'm surrounded with, the confidence that each of them has in themselves and in this team, it's special, and it's fun to see how we keep meshing. And the exciting part is we still have a bunch of room to get better. And so I think that's important. We don't get complacent. We continue to stay hungry and stay humble.
Sure. And I love that part of it. We were talking earlier about this team is not dependent on 1, 2, or even 3 people doing something every night. If Noah only scores 3 points against Fresno State, you still win by 29 because he's rebounding, playing great defense. And Jackson, Spencer have career highs. Like, you're not contingent on, well, shoot, if this guy goes down, Foose is hurt, other guys step up, right? It's been unique that way. Did you know in preseason that it would manifest itself in this way, or did you need the games to happen to be like, okay, now we know what we are? Or do you need more games to kind of know what you are?
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like, especially with the injuries, trying to find our identity, I do feel like we have a good idea of what makes us a special team. And that did kind of happen as a process with time and with games. And I think that we can still find a little bit more of ourselves as time goes on. You know, Dawson Baker's coming back. We're hoping Foose is working every day to get back. And so we're excited to see what kind of team that we can ultimately become. But we all knew at the start of the season, like, there's a Jalen Hurts quote that Tanner Hayhurst shared with us before one game, and it's like, we had a purpose long before they had an opinion. And so now everyone has an opinion about us, but it's just noise. Like, we had a purpose, and we knew what we were capable of, and so we've believed that from the jump, and we're not going to let, you know, the noise change that belief.
Ali Khalifa, speaking of Foose and stepping up for injured players and being and playing a huge role, he's one of those guys that does that. I asked him after the win earlier this week against Evansville, okay, what's the secret sauce here? And he very quickly said, this is the most unselfish team I've ever been on. Like, that, straight up, it's unlike anything I've ever experienced. And so how do you see that unselfish nature of the team? And in your opinion, how does that manifest itself on and off the floor?
Right. Well, Ali is a great person to hear that from because, like, he embodies unselfishness. Like, it's awesome that you guys got that from him because he's always looking to make his teammates better. I mean, it's obvious with the way he passes and the way he approaches the game. And I think that's the same. Like, everyone's just looking for the best shot that we can get as a team. And we play for each other. And I think a big part of that is we had this trip to Europe this offseason where we really came together and bonded. And then we spent a ton of time together, whether that's playing like Super Smash Mario Bros. Or just hanging out, grabbing food. Like, we're together a bunch and we have a good time. And so I think all those things have kind of blended together to make it where it doesn't matter who has the career night or who has the success as long as we're playing together, and the result is a win. That's what we're striving for.
And the fact that the leading scorer is coming off the bench epitomizes that. Last question. Lord of the Rings season to watch for me is typically December when they came out. It just feels like it. Is that the case for you as well? You're a big Lord of the Rings guy.
I am
too.
a big guy. I actually heard that you'll like sit down and watch all of
All
them.
3 in one day is the goal.
That's crazy.
Now that I have like kids and stuff, it's harder. Like we have stuff to do. Maybe it's like three. I'm like, come down and watch or not. Yeah, I'm covering their face on certain parts. But is December the time to watch Lord of the Rings for you?
We'll see. I got a roommate, Tanner Hayhurst, that's still coming around. So
Okay.
I'm trying hard to get him to watch
one
them.
call down. I'm there,
I know,
bro.
yeah. I'll let you know.
Extended, of course.
We might have to split them up over a series.
Yeah, well, you're a little busy. I would say you're busier than we are right now, but yeah.
Okay, we're giving you as much karma as we can possibly muster up from our seats here to take on the road to Salt Lake City for a real, again, opportunity, huge challenge.
Gonna be fun.
It's gonna be great. I need you to say a quick sentence in your Korg impersonation, and include "Go Cougars."
Okay. Hey, man, we got Utah this week. We hope you can all make it out. Go Cougs, baby.
Never disappoints. Dallin, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Dallin.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.